people. Why ya domo? Happy weekend. Celebrate. It's Christmas time. Celebrate. Another good news. At least you seeing me. It's good news, Abi. How are you doing? Family wise, Wahiabo. You celebrate. You celebrate. Thank you so much. Our Baba is in the studio right now and is coming up. Welcome, Baba.
Thank you very much to our viewers and everyone. Compliments of the season. The year is drawing to an end, and we thank God for giving us good health. And we always pray in our culture that the next year will be better than this year. That's how it should be in the life of every human being. But unfortunately, in Nigeria has never, as a country, has never been better than the previous year. So we hope this time there will be a change.
Amen. He said,
Amen.
Over the week, so many happenings. Imagine in Nigeria, honest, I'm also seeing walk out there. Now, yeah, body anyway, Bosa. Yeah. Oh yeah, Bosa. Mama give you big kiss. Wow, celebrate. Open my bed, yeah, oh, with Berame.
Celebrate to everybody.
Sunny. Sunny tell me. Oh, we get okay. Area mama, walk out. Okay. Now, even with you now. Why you celebrate? Tenika, afia Bosa kuwaro.
Amen.
Where's the kakabo? Thank you, Mr. Sunny. Demi, thank you so much. Baba, welcome. Well, the background is now, Baba. So many things have happened over the week. And Dina bus driver, you know, do ya change it wow. Right now,
Merry Christmas. So let me quickly go through some of those things that we'll be talking about today.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, we'll be talking about the suspension of local government chairman, which was illegal. We all know that it was illegal. And that's the first thing on our agenda. We'll also be talking about the tribunal.
Yes.
The tribunal, the sitting of the tribunal, and also the 21 cars purportedly stolen by Aswen, as reported by Jared Tenebe.
Alleged, yeah.
Yeah, it was purportedly, so alleged by Jared Tenebe.
Okay.
And also this young man, Osaze Emwanta, and it's so unfortunate that that young man, we'll be talking about him, and Jared Tenebe. We'll also be talking about the redefinition of words by the APC political party in Nigeria. Redefinition of words, because we understand what words they mean, and when people attempt to spin and redefine them, we'll talk about that. I want to briefly talk about the role of our financial institution in the security situation of Nigeria.
Jonathan,
and finally, we will always say kudos to Dele Farotimi. We will not let him leave him like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. You are welcome. Get the topic you have a point now, Henry. Jonathan, I salute. Toilet. What you about it there? So, Baba, what do you want to start with? Is it the bus driver thing? What do you want to start with?
Again, first of all, let me quickly talk about the suspension of local government chairman.
Okay, sir.
I have a theory. I know there are so many social media outlets out there and people talking about different things, various things. But I want to quickly talk about my own theory of why I think that the local government chairman, they were suspended. As you all know, when Obaseki was leaving office, he said he left 30 billion naira behind in the coffers of Edo State.
Yeah.
And we know how the election was stolen. And in Nigeria, nothing goes for something. Something we have to give way for the other. So this is my own theory. There was a lot of money that exchanged hands within that electionary period that culminated in the in Mondo being selected. That selected state, not for like was, not because of competence. No, it was not that. Basically, what happened is that in my own theory, I mean, or hypothesis, is that a lot of money exchange hands, and he will have to pay. I know about someone who wanted to be the governor of Edo State at a certain point, and within that period of time, I mean, it costs a lot of money. Even to take form is expensive. To campaign in Nigeria, people don't just join you to campaign because your face looks good, because you are competent. No, money must exchange hands. So a lot of money has exchanged hands.
Not because they love you.
Yeah. So my own theory is that the money that exchange hands, these monies were borrowed. So if you win, you give us our money back. We know Akpabio didn't come to Edo State for nothing. People like Uzodinma didn't come to Edo State for nothing. And APC chairman did not come to Edo State for nothing. So money exchange hands. So now it's time to pay back. And the way it is, the election was brazenly stolen. It was brazenly stolen. Therefore, because of the recent events of Dele Farotimi and the way social media has been agog over the judiciary in Nigeria, no one is really certain. That's how it's supposed to be. No one is really certain about the direction that the judiciary will go towards, where they will tilt towards. Therefore, these people are in a hurry to get their money back. So in an attempt to get their money back, I can assure you today that 30 billion that was left behind at the beginning, it cannot be accounted for as we speak. Now the IGRO has fallen from about 8 billion to about 3 billion. So that's a deficit of about 5 billion. Those 5 billion, don't think that Edo State people are not paying that money. They are paying the money, but that 5 billion goes into private pockets in order to pay for
it's no longer showing. Because
no, it's not showing. It's not showing in the system that this money. It becomes an informal economy. So now that 5 billion goes in there. So I'm sure that there's that tension to pay all this money back from those that gave Edo State people money. So because of that, I think that he looks around and say, some of his people may have also advised him, okay, fine, suspend the local government chairman. Once you do that, you'll be able to recoup a lot of money within this short period of time to pay your debt and try to figure it out. So because election in Nigeria has become business. If you look at politicking outside of Nigeria, politicians outside of Nigeria, they don't have money. It's only in Nigeria. It's business. You put in, like Mondo Bewolu said in his BBC interview, that he would tell when he spends about 10 million on the road, he will go to federal government and say, "Oh, I spent 20 million," and he gets some money on top of that. So that's exactly what happened. It's transactional. So these people are saying, "Give me my money. I need my money. We don't know what is going to happen if you are going to remain as a governor." So he decided to suspend the local government chairman. And again, it's like touching the tail of what's that snake? When you touch that snake.
I think is it a python?
No, it's not python. Python is very calm.
But very calm.
I think it's viper.
Of that python, a wild.
Yeah, I think it's viper or something like that.
Viper is Baba.
Yeah. So when you touch the tail of viper, then they definitely gets out. So that's exactly. Now he touched the tail of the viper, and look at it from the fact that if there is anything, let us give credit to who credit is due. If there is anything, I think this administration of the city boy has done is this attempting to ensure that the local government has autonomy. If you remember in one of these programs, I mentioned that I am not happy with the Supreme Court decision on local government autonomy. But unfortunately, no one has actually asked me and said, why did you put a caveat, not happy about local government autonomy? I expected that in the judgment of the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court is a policy court in any country, I expected that the Supreme Court would have gone further to say that the local government should not, that joint account between the local government and the state government should not exist anymore, and the local government should have their own account where the federal government, the 774, it's not about this, it's not about Edo State, where the 774 local government in the 774 local government areas in Nigeria, they will have their money directly deposited.
Yeah.
So they should have an account with the Central Bank of Nigeria rather than this joint account. That joint account is my quarrel with that Supreme Court decision. That joint account should not exist. Let us try to have a pure local government autonomy in Nigeria. Otherwise, we are going to see, like Edo State now is gradually sliding into a state of, tyranny, authoritarianism, and no freedom anymore.
You say gradually?
Yeah.
I couldn't use that word. Gradually? I'm allowed.
Yeah. And on that too, every one of us, those are viewers in other platforms and everything, social media platform, let all of us join together and tell Modukbewulu. The Igbo man says that he who brings kola brings life. So there's a big significance to kola in our culture across some parts of Africa.
Yes.
In Edo language, in our Bini people, we that speaks Edo, kola is very significant. In everything that we do, we bring kola, we pray, and that's how we open and all that. So, amana mi Monday, nama bieve de Monday, amana mi ugama, wa tereve. So, so amana mi ugama Monday, nama bieve de Monday a tereve, because when you look at the antecedent of this governor for this short period of time, we all know that it's not sustainable and it's not something that he can carry on for even a year. People are crying, leading to those drivers you were talking about that were on rampage yesterday. So that's my, everything amounts to failure of leadership. And like I said in one of our programs too, I said that political parties are supposed to be a leadership building parties. They want to recruit leaders, groom them, and bring them up. Where are leaders? Where are our leaders today? So, that's on the local government suspension and the theory. What I think, because Monday is trying to pay money back, therefore he wants to do anything.
It's a problem. So, so I could, from what you just gave us right now, we could allude to the fact where the autonomy is not fully an autonomy because they still share the same account. And you would have wanted that the account be separated.
Exactly. So that Supreme Court judgment, like not even last week. I remember I said that there were two things I said on that day. I said I wasn't happy with that Supreme Court judgment, and I also alluded to the fact that EFCC, because EFCC is a law that was made through the United Nations, and they were duplicated. So when the court was making its pronouncement on EFCC in Nigeria, rather than go into a substantive case of EFCC, they were talking about it was that they came up with some technicalities that EFCC, when you go to for example, when you talk about Berlin Conference, whether it was a conference or it was something else. So so they were agitating whether it was conference or it was not a conference. So they were going through the technicalities. But normally, when some of these laws are made, you go back and duplicate it in your local areas. Yes. So that's the area that I quarrel about. So I think the Tenebe government should go one more step to ensure that our local government, we know that definitely some local government chairmen are going to abuse the privilege and opportunities that are given to them. But again, there are some that we use to showcase their talent and what they are capable of doing in terms of administration, because that's an executive position. And also, you see, I don't know if someone has ever told me that Edo State, when you are the governor of Edo State, irrespective of whether it's Okpebolo, it's Obaseki, or Aswe Godalo, we are a sub-national. Because we are a sub-national, therefore, that idea of Dennis Idahosa, Monday Okpebolo, and Dennis Idahosa going to kneel down in front of the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that is, you cannot make Edo to kneel down in front of Nigeria. It's totally unacceptable. It's not acceptable. We are a sub-national. We are part of the federating state. Therefore, we should be able to hold our own. I understand that in our culture, we should respect our elders. Fine. But to kneel down? So that's the same idea now, that when you have some of these non-state actors in Edo State, the way they are just running up and down, they are begging the central government so that they will become the slaves. They want to be a slave in Nigeria, whereas by the definition of our constitution, we are a subnational.
We are a subnational.
So when we are a subnational, there are so many things that we can do. I'm looking for that day that one governor will wake up in the morning and say, I want to have a driver's license of my own state, not the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because we are a subnational. Therefore, there are some of these things that some of these governors, they should know.
But we are not really experiencing that true federalism.
Again, when you have the likes of Mondo Kwewulu, this is what you get. We will never ever get true federalism. No. People who don't know they are right. If I may take you back a little bit, when Ibrahim Babangida became the head of state of Nigeria, Commodore Ibitu Okiwe became the chief of staff, chief of those army chief.
Yeah, chief of army,
navy, and all that. So he consistently had issues with Abacha because he was a commodore. Commodore is equivalent to a colonel. So Abacha was already a brigadier. So he in rank, Abacha felt that I'm a senior person to this officer that is coming to take decision. But he has forgotten that was a political office. So it doesn't matter whether you are just a private officer in the army or in the police or something like that. So that's a political office that is occupying. So Commodore Ibitu Okiwe is one of that Nigerian who understood the position, the office that was carved out for him, and he used it so well. After that, we never had that second in command anymore.
Not easy.
Then Babangida did a rejig. Then later, we now had chief of or the other head of security staff and all that. So the governors in Nigeria, they should go back, call the attorney general, not the attorney general of the likes of Samson Osagie. We are talking about vibrant attorney general who understands the law, who knows it, and they should advise the governors. You will begin to see these governors, and they will be able to make changes. Like I just used a driver's license as an example. We are a federating state. Every state has the right to come up with their own driver's license, come up with their own manual of training. Yes. So some of these governors, I'm sorry, they're just interested in how much they are going to make because it's a business. You invest some billions, you want to make some billions back. So that's on the suspension of local government chairman, which was illegal, and I'm glad that everyone is coming.
By people.
Yes. And the theory behind it, which I think is the money he's owing, so he's trying to recoup all this money back because these creditors are all over him, and they want to make sure that, make sure that he pays all this money back. If you have any other thing to add before we jump to the next one,
that is where the Agbero, yesterday the drivers came out and they were protesting. They were all protesting. That is where this Agbero team came out too, sir. They said now they are being made to pay to 1,500 naira. Obaseki, in Obaseki's time, during Obaseki's time, they were paying. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, just 1 minute, sir. Today, I don't know, my video downloader did not work.
Drivers on bills. Their aim was to bring the issue of illegal activities and exorbitant levies.
Just 1 minute.
Members to the attention of Edo State government set up Monday according to the drivers, previously paid 200 naira, but on Friday, some persons demanded 1,000 naira for buses and 500 naira for minibuses and cars. This morning, all of them don't come out. There's no one as I can water for your back. But then they use some pressure.
So we can keep going on and on and on, but you I think most of my people, they are always, I see you guys online. So thank you, sir. Baba Ajibola Remana. Abokia celebrate Henry Kasha to what they say. Honest Moses Waya Bokia. So sir, this is where Edo State is at right now, this position. I thought during number second time it was 100 naira. When Ukpemolo came, I think they increased it to 200. Now it's going to be 1,500. Oluomo came to Edo State 2 days ago or so. Is it 2-3 days? A video yareba, I can't lie. And now, suddenly, as I noted, Oluomo came yesterday, the fees increased today. So, how do we marry that now? Why is Monday asking for so much? Is he handicapped? What is going on? Is it like what just happened now? Because then he needs to pay back? Because we see him now like he's very, very handicapped. He's not in charge of what is going on right now in Edo State. Wayabokia, please give me a like. Please give me a like. Freedom.
Yeah. First of all, let me say this. According to the 1999 Constitution, it says that the primary purpose of government is the security of the people, the security and welfare of the people. That is enshrined in the 1999 Constitution as amended. So when you, and I said some time ago, I said the Americans say, if it is not broken, you don't fix it. This man is supposed to be one of the most luckiest governors who had no ideas. He was handed a state that was on autopilot. It was on autopilot. There was nothing wrong with it. Everything was simply just good.
We're selling.
But because of the ideologies of people like that man, Yagai, I think that's what you always call him. Yeah. So in an attempt to Nawagai, you cannot eat your cake and have it. You have your cake in your hand, it looks good, that's fine. But the moment you chose to eat it, that's it. You can't have it anymore. So now, a lot of people came together and say, oh, the way the state is running, they don't have money in their personal pocket. As in any country that functions, when you take a look at security, it's a blanket security that is provided over everyone. It's a blanket security. It's not individual security. Then, welfare of the people. Before this time, Edo State was known to pay their salaries on time, pay 13-month salary and all that. Why are this agitation? Like I said, because we have a new sheriff in town. And he came in through the back door. He may have paid money to get some swords and all that to break through the door and all that. And the people are saying, oh, we need money. You have to pay for what you use. And again, don't forget that when APC speaks, APC voluntarily will not in 2027 say, oh, I'm sorry, we've done extremely so bad for the past 12 years. We will not contest election. So they are hoping. When you look at all these drivers' welfare, whatever they say, there's no welfare there. These are money going into the hands of private individuals. So that is why MC Oluomo came, emboldening him in areas where he has not been emboldened. Now you see money, they increase the amount of money.
All of a sudden.
Yeah.
But
And
we are going through enough stress.
don't forget, if eventually all this money they are talking about, if it comes to stay, this cost will be passed on to the final user, who is the passenger.
This is the final consumer.
Exactly. So if it stays, even if it is 100 naira increase, they will eventually pass that cost to the people. Fuel, to buy fuel in Nigeria today is extremely expensive. Now, based on the report that I'm getting, that is things that there are fewer vehicles in the streets. So even the public transport that we are talking about, so when they increase that, so how is Benin City going to?
I don't know. They don't even think. I don't know. They don't think.
Again, that tells you about APC or Nigeria generally. I think we have this culture of we are a reactive government. We react to when things happen. Like, for example, subsidy is gone. It was not well thought through. So when it is not well thought through, then we start reacting to it. We are not proactive. That is to say, for example, like when we heard about, the former wife of Oni of Ife who had the party and all that, and people died. That is an example of Nigeria. When something happens, we start thinking of what to do. We don't think about supposing this on ABC. So we are going to have about 10 people here. Should we have an exit in case of fire? They will say no. God forbid bad thing. Yes, we understand God will always forbid bad thing. But do we have contingency plan ahead before we go and do anything?
We don't have that.
You go out there. Subsidy is gone. Now we have a state governor who is saying, would you wake up in the morning, the prices of their registration fee or so of welfare is times 3.
Times 3. Just like that.
Yes. Now
the question on the consumer, the final consumer.
So it goes back to no plan.
Hashing even times 3 now.
Exactly. And I hate to hear politicians in my country say that, when we get to the bridge, we will cross the bridge. That's failure to plan. If you know there's a bridge ahead of you, please get some rafters, life jacket, and all that before you get to the bridge. Don't dip yourself into the water and you start looking for a life jacket. Exactly. That's exactly what Mondo Pebolo is doing. So you go out there, you increase this fee. And I heard one gentleman talking about, I will go and communicate with the governor. That is wrong. That's reactive. You have to be proactive. If we increase by 100 naira, what is the domino effect of 100 naira on our people? Is it going to solve any problem? So, I mean, when you have people who are not competent as leaders, when you have mediocres, this is what we get.
This is it.
Yes.
This is it. Monday is a mediocre. That's why he didn't
when you have mediocre. Exactly.
For it. Clearly. And this is exactly. He just thought he went after swindling, subverting the will of the people. He go and sleep. Where me away?
Then we can go to the.
Yes, let's go on, sir.
The tribunal sitting.
Because of what you were just saying. Mr. Anthony Ajibola said, Governor, His Excellency Governor Obaseki was actually working in making Edo State a real sub-national. For example, basic education, disarticulation, electricity generation, transmission, and distribution, residency, ID, etc. We can go on and on and on. Yeah. So true. So true. You see, exactly what you were saying, because that guy has ideas of tomorrow.
Exactly.
Ideas of remarriage is always thinking ahead. Not just somebody who would be licking your shoes, saying thank you for subverting the will of the people, and at the end of the day, you are clueless. You don't know what to do. Go on, sir.
Yeah. So, again, we are, like I said, we are beginning to see some, people in our state.
Friday, Bokia MC take it, Bokia, where's it, sir?
Some people are so
quite unfortunate. I don't know how to send stars. Oh, you go down to this. If you want to send stars, stars is by money. You go and buy me Mathieu. You buy the stars. It's down there by your right, down. Just click it. Oh, 100 naira, 400 naira, something like that, and you can buy the stars. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the tribunal sat on Wednesday, and
sitting today, sir.
Okay, and also sitting today.
So they're trying to going to deliver wrong news. Yeah. When I have it, I will bring it.
Yeah. So they're trying to work out the modalities of how how to adjudicate that particular issue. And again, the first time in the history of our state, we are beginning to see brigandage like never before. This is complete brigandage. And again, I always say that I'm not a politician. I'm not in any political party.
Not rocket science.
Party. So, but I think that the Edo State people should begin to rethink about the utterances of Jared Tenebe.
Okay.
I know that the other time I was when he was writing a letter and all that. When you there are some certain seats that you occupy. I use this medium to address the issue of Mondokbebolo going to a boutique of an individual, a non-state actor at that time, and he went to commission it. I said, no. When you have the governor of the state, irrespective of, if I become, for example, the governor, you see the office of the governor, that office, there are some certain things that you expect of that office. That office should not be ridiculed. The same way I will expect that the office of the chairman of a ruling party of a state should not be reduced to rubbles.
Okay.
It should not be reduced to rubbles. He should have, when he speaks, his words should be measured. Measured words. When you come to the open space, the internet, does not forgive. When you say one thing today, you don't come out the next day to come and say, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake also. If you don't do that, it stays there forever.
Yeah, so exactly.
When you have
the video, someone would have downloaded.
Yes. When you have exactly. When you have APC chairman coming to tell Edo citizens that there were 21 cars that was stolen by someone in the person of Aswen Ighodalo.
Exactly.
Who ran to become the president, the governor of Edo State. I mean, you have to be able to back it up with facts. You don't just come and talk because talk is cheap. Like I said the other day, last time, yes, right. So, you see, in this media space, we heard him say, oh, the deputy governor of former one-time deputy governor of Edo State, Philip Shuaibu, stole his Turaya phone. I'm not the one that said it. Anybody can Google it.
Oh, what did we go to wristwatch?
He said he stole his wristwatch. He stole his Turaya phone. This same individual came and told Edo State people, if you see any car around the INEC headquarters at Kobahi, stone them. I mean, is this? I said, look, when you talk about intelligent quotient, how it is measured, your age versus your IQ. So your mental capacity. Is this man a chairman of? Even if he's the chairman of one motor park, I think his words will even be more measured.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking. Again, let me go back to that of the 21 cars. I'm not campaigning for anybody, but under normal circumstances, the day Aswen Ighodalo became the flag bearer of PDP, he becomes PDP property. campaign materials and everything, a lot of time these things are donated to them. Again, our electoral reform. This idea that Nigerians will spend their own money to campaign and contest elections, it is wrong. There should be a ban. If you cannot raise money, because not until
now where the United States and all the first world countries.
Exactly. Not until we have a ban, a total ban on individuals spending their own money to campaign, we will always have the highest bidder as the winner of elections, both primaries and in Nigeria, because this is an election of the highest bidder. So when any candidate you win or you want to campaign, open up an account, people begin to donate into it. So the more you have donations, then there should be a cap on how much you can spend on your own. So I'm of the opinion that PDP's property should be what ASWEN should campaign with. So these 21 cars, where are the cars? And again, if cars are being bought by Edo State government, are there no log, no inventory, nothing to show that cars, maybe Peugeot were bought, maybe Toyotas were bought, and
do they have time to go through
the people that, because I remember when they were doing that first time in Nigeria, we had a transition committee. These were questions they were supposed to ask. You are transitioning, make it smooth. So this is where you ask questions, this and that, this and that. This is, I look at it that campaign is over. This witch hunting exercise, if you are going to govern Edo State for 1 month, 2 months until you leave, please
do it well.
Do it with a lot of sense of decency and decorum. We cannot begin to have men in their 50s or more. I don't know how old Jared Tenebe is. When he begins to talk like a primary school student cannot talk like that. So coming to the media space to tell us about 21 cars and all that, you cannot substantiate them. Then my question is that when they stole elections, they said go to court. Why are APC people not going to court?
For the cars?
To tell these people that you have 21 cars.
Okay.
Bring it. We believe we're in a democracy. This is a constitutional democracy. We believe in the rule of law. So why don't you go to the court? Why are you using some argument to come and embarrass people? Is that the new Edo State that we are having?
That is it, sir. That is it. That is the new Edo State. Welcome.
So if people have stolen cars from the government and they didn't return it back, like I understand way back, because I remember in those days, when you have almost all government parastatals, when they use vehicles like about 3 years or more, they auction them. That is my own understanding. They auction them. I remember somewhere around 1985, thereabout, a 504 was auctioned for about 1,000 naira. A 504 Peugeot was auctioned for that was around 1984, 85, was auctioned for, because they used it for about 3 years and they decided to auction it. And again, if you are not one of the cronies of the people, you cannot get it. Let's get this record straight. But they auction it. So if Obaseki's government, not just only Obaseki's government, when Tinubu bought cars for these new senators,
the senators and
you see that they never had cars before. So what happened to the old cars? Were they converted to be their personal property? I'm sure that they auctioned them. Yeah. And these same people will go and line up and buy these things in auction.
But they put a record.
Exactly.
So as we speak right now, you and I, the likes of Edo Stone going around harassing PDP members that bought the auctioned cars. I think Nekai is part of it.
Sometime when
that was auctioned, that car was not even, that car was laying on that ground there, rot.
Yeah.
Rotted there. But now he fixed the car, they are going after him, harassing him that this is government car.
My apology to our viewers. Sometime when I speak, I don't want to mention the names of some. I'm not interested in, people who are mental dwarfs. Don't want to talk about them. So we talk about the process and procedure, the way things are done. So if in our society, I'm not for it. I've never bought, way back in 1985, I can't even if the auction is for about 100 naira, I won't have enough money to buy at that time. So, but what I'm saying is that this is what has been the practice in our state, and not in our state, in Nigeria. But if constitutionally we have a president who is up and doing, someone like probably Peter Obi who will say no, going forward, we will not have this kind of idea anymore. So we will fix these cars and put them back. Exactly. No more public auction of government vehicles and all that. So going forward, we will not do that. Or alternatively, we will put these cars together and give it to a charitable organization. But we don't have such in our laws. But we have to talk within the laws, the constitutional provisions that we have. So 21 cars, I mean, if this man is able to show proof, go to court. I mean, APC owns the court in Nigeria, go to court. The idea that you just go out there and be
harassing the senior advocate.
Even if it's you and I that is not a senior advocate, it is wrong. It is wrong. There are ways of doing things. That's why you call it, constitutional democracy, because we are under the rule of law. When you say rule of law, everyone is supposed to be under the law. No one can operate above the law. Again, where are commissions of inquiries? So if you want to retrieve vehicles back, why not constitute a commission of inquiry? You put this together and say, fine. They begin to do everything. At the end of the day, they start with their legal fireworks. Whoever is owing or something, you don't look. This brigandage. Somebody said the court pronounced him as the winner of election of a case in Abuja. You come to Benin City with thugs. You want to come and reclaim your mandate. That is unconstitutional. People they refuse to return their vehicles back. The courts are there. You didn't approach the court to seek redress. It's unconstitutional. We cannot they are.
The cars are ending up cruising town, disturbing Edo with the same cars near we are retrieved.
More or less we are more or less like Afghanistan.
No laws.
Yeah, we are more or less like Afghanistan.
Wow. This is where we end up.
Exactly. A failed state. In Afghanistan, when some, especially females, CNN used to show them in those days, when a female is convicted of some certain things, they take the person to the stadium and they shoot the person right there. I'm sure probably if we still Google them, you'll still see some of those sites in Afghanistan. Daylight killing of someone because of one thing or the other. Not court pronouncement. So these are things, when you talk about failed state, Nigeria is already a failed state. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, we are not a banana republic. What are we today? When the governor of a state is not smart enough to say, okay, I will come. There should be a commission of inquiries. You have a lot of lawyers and everything. Go back to events, how these vehicles were acquired and all that.
Okay.
Then, yeah.
I think so, sir. I second that opinion. If you allege that these cars have been stolen and it was not returned, go to court.
Exactly.
Go and prove your case.
Exactly.
Because I don't think a man of Aswes caliber will use PDP's property and they don't return it. Because like you said, once you are a candidate, like an elected candidate to represent the party, so you can use whatever belongs to that party. At the end of the day, it's not yours.
Yeah.
It's for you
and Edo State government should not at any time fund the campaign of PDP under Obaseki. And this same government too, if there's going to be election, any kind of election, this government does not have the right to fund any election. Because those individuals and APC is a different entity from Edo State government. These are two different entities, and they should be treated as such.
Exactly, sir.
So that's my take on that.
Thank you, sir. Who haven't I called? George Ameze, welcome. I've called the rest. Please share the video and give me a like. Now they forget to press that like. I imagine again $5. Give me a like. Baba Anthony, where the vehicle recovery is to serve 3 primary purposes for clueless APC as a distraction. As a distraction, they want to take your mind away from what is happening. Number 2, excuse their inevitable failure. 3, as a possible campaign slogan, should the court order for a rerun. Baba, you too pass. Now you get a one today. My testing our own Baba Antonio. What get a ya? It's like you are in my brain.
It's great. Yeah.
Exactly. They are distracting us from the norm, from what is going on. Their failure is like their cluelessness is over everywhere. Like even when you are blind, you can see. When you are deaf, you can hear. When Monday does not know what to do next, he's just a confused governor. He's confusing me, governor. This is why they are using all these very caricature here and there. The government, in fact, sir, is a miniature type of government. Trivialities of Ngwe government in Jena. So they just bring one thing. They know that we are focused people. So they bring something to distract you, and then we start paying attention to that. Why they go on failing? Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So let's go to the utterances of Osaze and Emwanta, and again Jared Tenebe. You see, Osaze and Emwanta, I don't know him. I've seen him in the media a couple of times and all that. This is a young man that I saw that he had. He was trying to build a brand. I'm entitled to my own opinion. I looked at him about some couple of years ago as a young man who was trying to build a brand, and that's how I saw him, a promising young man. And suddenly, you see, I remember there's a section in the Bible that talks about anger. We should not allow anger to take some certain things away from us. I see Osaze Andrew Emwanta today as someone who is trying to be who he is not. I don't know what happened to him. He became a member of APC, and now anger has taken all over him. According to him, he said he's a constitutional lawyer who was taking side when Nigeria is clamoring for the and okay.
Where's it, Anthony?
Okay, Adaze Emwanta. Yeah, you are correct. Yeah, Adaze.
I also know him personally.
Yeah. So when I begin to see the way he speaks today in Nigeria, we want the central government, or the federal government. We want them to give more powers to the state. Exclusive list. There are so many things in our exclusive list.
Yeah.
What is the reason why the Nigerian president is so attractive? Because there are so many things that are there. So when I saw this man agitating for more for a state capture, that it is the House of Assembly do have that oversight, legislative oversight over local government. So if the House of Assembly has a legislative oversight over local government, then what are the duties of councillors?
Okay.
I'm not a lawyer. He's a lawyer. I cannot argue with him when it comes to the issues of law. But if
he wants to show more,
if at the federal level we have the Federal House of Rep and the Senate House, though the executive in their capture, they have been so smart to capture them so that whatever they say is just yes sir. Jump. How high do you want me to jump?
Yeah.
Run. How quick do you want me to run? That's the Federal House of Rep and the House of Senate. We see that at the state level, that's one tier of government. At the state level, we have the likes of Agbebaku.
Yeah.
Jump. How high do you want me to jump, sir? Run. How fast do you want me to run?
Yeah. How fast do you want me to run?
So that is the bane of our democracy today.
Yes.
Now, what is the oversight? Because we have 3 executive positions in our constitutional democracy: the president, the governor, and the local government chairman. And if peradventure we are able to, any government is able to come up with a true local government where there is no interference, I tell you, that position will become more attractive. It will become more attractive because what has been happening for all these over 2 decades now, what we've been having is that the governor handpicks from individuals. And just you go there, you go there, you go there. But I can assure you that in the
whether they have ideas or whether they know what to do,
But even in the time of Obasanjo, in the time of Obasanjo, I had a local government chairman. He actually was living in California then, came back to Edo State. He contested the election and he won. He was really after his people. He walks around on a weekend, goes around people and all that. But shortly after that period, because if you remember in the time of Obasanjo, there was no 18/18. There was no 20/20 or 44. So since this State Electoral Commission came into being, so all they do, governors will just go to this, not Edo State only, across the country. They go to these state electoral commissioners, give them money, they give them lists. People are just pretending like they are campaigning and they win election and they go. So ever since then, people have been handpicked. When Oshomole beats his chest and say, "Oh, I got 18/18," of course not. We remember that Asan. Was it Asan Central? I can't remember where in Asan. The elections were still going on. Elections were not.
And they were calling out results.
Oshomole was announcing results in Osadebe Avenue in Benin City.
We need to do better, though. We need to do. We can't continue like this. This is just we need to do better.
Adaze Emwanta should not begin to emulate Jared Tenebe, because these are people who are not in the same class. So his brand, I think, his brand is completely eroded.
Okay.
And again, I remember one day he said power is transient. He should also remember that power is transient. Okpebholo is not going to be there forever. After Okpebholo, what are you going to do?
I don't know.
Yes, and this is another thing.
It was in Obaseki's camp.
Exactly.
And I think whether he is Sake or something,
I don't know.
One of his commissioners. So, he's welling. Anything that has to do with Obaseki, he boils over it and he goes over the top.
That's the anger that I was talking about. The Bible spoke about anger. Yeah. So now let me say something here. This is off the paper. You see, the way Monday Okpebholo is going about things, this is not what some of us, the Edo people, anticipated. I remember some time ago, someone that I know, that I'm close to, he wanted, this last election, he wanted to come. He actually went for primaries. I don't want to mention political party. So we could not, there was a Zoom meeting across the whole world. And I asked him, I said, my friend, you are an Edo man. You want to be the governor of Edo State. I said, can you please convince me on why Obaseki has just completed his tenure, why another Edo man should be the governor of the state? Mm-hmm. In his answer, he said, democracy is about numbers. He said, we have the numbers. I said, but don't you think that the Asan, they are our brothers? He said, but democracy, he repeated that, it's just game of numbers. So many Edo people like me accepted that the Asan people, they are our brothers. Therefore, we should give them the opportunity.
Obaseki gave them that platform.
Exactly. But this is not the type of Asan that we clamored for, because power is transient. When this man leaves office tomorrow, people will come back, and because it is so easy for politicians to divide us along ethnic lines,
religious lines.
Someone will come from Edo and say, when an Asan man was the governor of this state, he relegated the Edo people who are the population. He relegated them to the background. Therefore, let us unite and not allow either Asan or Asako. Because when you look at it, the entire Asako, the two Asakos, Asako and the Owan people, you put them together, they are less than, according to INEC statistics, if that is what we are going by. So they have less than 800,000.
They have less. They
Yeah,
have
they have less than
right
800,000
now. I
registered
don't know what
voters.
INEC is doing now. They
Exactly.
have more.
Yeah. So then if you go back again and say the ASAN, they have about 400,000. So 800 plus 4, that's about 1.2 million.
1,200.
Yes, about 1.2 million.
Yeah.
So when you have 1.2 million voters, as compared to Ikobaha alone, according to INEC, has over 400,000 registered voters. So the entire Edo South only has more than 1.5 million people.
Exactly.
Because this man is trying to gather a tsunami that we come against him as soon as possible.
Okay.
Mondokbewolo, if you are listening, you should understand that once upon a time, ballot boxes were being stolen. Now it's all over. Some time ago, politicians would go to their constituency and do over registration. Today, because of the bimodal verification, it's not working anymore. So the changes are extremely slow. But one day, the ASAM people should advise Mondokbewolo that the way and manner he's going, he should run an inclusive government, even if it is just for one day. We don't want you to go and recruit Edo people who are Agberus and say they are in your government. They are not in your government. And one attorney general of the state that does not know his left and right, does not know his left from his right, and say, oh, these are the Edo people. No, because you have to recognize that in democracy, population, when we always have this North, they are always talking about the North in Nigeria, it is because of their rated population.
Yes. And it's a lie.
There's nobody over there. Yeah.
It's not empty.
So now, those people that are running around and mock around him and saying, don't mind them, and all this stuff like that, you are not doing the right thing. Don't mind them. Okay, you are supposed to come as a governor and mind them, because they are yours. You are the governor of Edo State, both APC, PDP, ABGA, and all the other political parties. But when you don't mind them, they will come back again. It could be in 4 years, it could be in another 6 months or so. They will come back and you will hear people saying, do you remember when Agbazika Judge Ini, when he had problems with our royal father way back then? I don't know if you remember. Agbazika Judge Ini.
That name, no.
Okay. Yeah, his name, Agbazika Judge Ini. He was the military governor of Edo State. I think it was soon after Ogbemudia. He became the military governor of Edo State.
After Ogbemudia. But that one did not last though.
Yeah, because he had issues. He had issues with the Edo people. So when you begin to govern, there's a way you will rule. You begin to galvanize a lot of people. That's like a tsunami.
That is what I keep saying, Baba. That this guy was not even elected. He was selected. Sorry, sir. Instead of him to kind of, start to be a governor of the inclusiveness, like
exactly
people in your type of government, he is just like pushing people away, making you to despise him even more.
So, I know you said we should be conscious of our time too.
Ebony Goat, thank you so much.
Okay.
This is my first time watching you live. Dr. Oserige Obano, my hat's off to you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Celebrate to you and your family. Yes, sir. Continue. Give me a like. Give me a like and share the clip. Thank you.
Yeah. So the next item I'm going to talk about is the redefinition of words by APC, both at the National Center and in our Edo State, in our space. See, in recent times, I have seen that words are redefined. Whether we want to speak our local dialect or whatever it is, our words are our words. Like I said, it remains. There's no redefining that word.
If it didn't there,
You're right. So now, a redefinition of words. I came across someone that I was trying to chat up on the media space. You see, in Nigeria today, they said unemployment in Nigeria is 4%.
On paper,
And the question is,
it
how
does
did
not exist.
this government get a 4% unemployment rate for Nigerians? So this is the definition. Unemployment is supposed to be people who are not employed. APC says that if you have employment for 1 hour, within 1 month, if you are paid for anything for 1 hour, one hour within a month, you are employed. That's their definition. That's how they got that.
It does, but it's not. How will that sustain you?
Okay.
You have bills to pay.
And again, we don't get paid. Yeah, we don't get paid per hour in Nigeria. Yeah, we get paid per day. So that's a classic example of redefinition of words. Today, they say they said inflation is about 32 or between 32 and 34%. I'm not a mathematician.
I think inflation is over 100%.
It's not even 100%. Let me, okay. In January of this year, a bag of cement was sold for less than 5,000. It's about, in Benin City, it's about 10,500.
10,500.
Okay, thank you for corroborating what I'm saying.
Very current price, nothing.
So it's 10,500. If you look at rice, price of rice, before this administration came to power, it was a bag of rice was less than about 40,000. About 40,000. Now, my people that I know, they are telling me that if you buy a bag of rice that is 100,000 naira today, they said if you cook that rice, like if you leave it for a short period of time, they said it becomes bad. So it has gone into about 120, the good ones.
Sir, do you know that people are still not receiving that 100K? A message gave me 100K. Where a country where a bag of rice is more than the salary, minimum wage.
So when they say, I'm talking about redefinition of words now. When they say, oh, we have inflation rate at about 30%, I said, where is it from? Is there anything in our society, in our Nigeria, that the money has not doubled, which is 100% or more?
More. A bag of rice was 40K.
Exactly.
So if you double it, it's 80. Yeah. Now it's going into 120, 130.
Exactly.
For a bag of rice.
Before this popular announcement of subsidy is gone, fuel was 200. Today it's about 1,000 something and other. So where is that 32% that I don't understand? Is it that they have another way? They have a fuzzy math somewhere that they should explain to everybody, or arithmetic, how they are doing their stuff?
They want to show the world that they are.
So when people like Adaze, Emwanta, and Tenebe,
they come to the street and sit and feel the thought of the people. Yeah.
So I don't understand. At these people, like I said, the primary purpose of government, security and welfare of the people, very important. Very, very important.
Number one, sir.
So all this redefinition of words, it does not favor the common man.
No.
And what I have a good knowledge of economics. If you look at it, that the minimum wage has been increased. I don't know whether they are actually paying it. Let us say hypotheticals. Minimum wage was formerly 30,000. Yeah, was formerly 30,000. Now it's now 70,000. Okay. If you look at it, at the time that minimum wage was 30,000, what was the purchasing power of 30,000 naira at that time?
It was at least.
Yes. So now the purchasing. So this man is further. The federal government is driving Nigerians, more and more Nigerians, into poverty. So now, when you say 70,000 now that they are earning, what is the purchasing power? Because I think that what they are doing is that they are trying to pair the naira and the dollar together. So once they do that, so the naira has been devalued, seriously devalued. So every time there is no more money in our pockets. There are lesser money because the worth What can 1 naira buy you?
It's not in circulation anymore.
Exactly.
They just say it in those words, figures.
In the time of Oshomole,
Yeah.
Edo State had the highest. During the time of Oshomole, pure water was being sold in Lagos for 5 naira per sachet, but in Edo State it was 10 naira per sachet. Today, I don't know how much it is, but I can assure you that it probably going close to about 100 naira. So the naira is losing value every day. Naira is losing value. That is the reason why you now see that our budget, the budgets are caused from the federal government going to trillions, state government going to billions, because the purchasing, the naira has lost its purchasing
power now is zero.
All these
I'm not going to spend 5K.
Exactly. All the they are trying to spin around. They are trying to spin around it. That is not going to help us. And another thing is that I welcome back from your vacation.
Yay! I said I'm going to
welcome back from your vacation.
Thank you, sir.
You see.
Thank you, sir. I'm back.
Especially our state, our Edo State. We don't know what we are losing. Edo State has a lot of people in diaspora. If there is security, there's a government with vision and all that in Edo State. If you come to Edo State and spend $1,000, I come to Edo State, I spend $1,000. My wife comes and spends $1,000. Yes. We have all these families. We're able to come back home. The security, everybody's happy. We spend $1,000. I'm just saying minimum. And we spend $1,000. Then we go back. Do you know how much we may have injected into that economy?
Into the economy. Yeah, money.
So every time we have an inept government like that of Mondo Kwebolo, the further the distance, the further the distance of where we are supposed to go. If you want to have something to add to that before I quickly one.
Nothing much, sir. You've really exhausted the thing. I just want to bring because Eba Anthony is killing me today. When I think we are asking Monday Okpewolo Akpako to give what he doesn't have. That one go hard. So I now seconded that opinion. If he didn't, why we're not getting it? He's bereft of ideas. He doesn't have any. But Monday is also very stoic. The man there are dull and stoic. Monday is so stoic. He's not ready. He's not willing. You could see some people who are open to ideas. Very, when you bring new ideas onto them, they want to receive. Monday is not that type. What time when he doesn't. I know now he's handicapped because we keep blaming him. I will keep blaming him because you're dead. I not saw it. You cannot tell me that you have a small knife and you want to cut an elephant. So if you don't have that, you don't have what it takes. You don't have the charisma. You're not capable. You don't have anything, and you want to be the governor because also know that it comes with a lot of responsibilities.
Exactly, it does.
So much is given.
Much is expected.
So any choice right now, no, we are just starting. So we need government.
Yeah. Then the last one that I want to talk about.
I'm also talking to you, sir.
Yeah. The last one that I want to talk about is the role of our financial institution in our society.
Good.
When you look at our security, I remember some time ago, I was trying to help someone do a registration, a charitable organization, a registration. So they will ask questions such as, do you have this same charitable organization in country A, B, C, or D? Okay. And also, I was also involved in some kind of business some time ago where that has to do with money.
Okay.
And do you know when Western Union and MoneyGram they were working
So
very well
yeah,
here in this country?
MoneyGram. Western Union. I line up to the first bank.
Exactly. So
That was the entrance.
yes. So here, if we're not even talking about the banks now. So when you enter $10,000, for example, the moment you enter and you hit your enter, a form pops up. And if this form, who is this person who wants to send $10,000?
Yes, money laundering.
Exactly. Who is this? Where is this money going to? And many other things. The moment you complete that form and you hit enter and the form disappears and you continue with your transaction, that individual is being followed. That individual is being followed.
Exactly. Because that's why some people now started sending, can send it 2K many.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
So there's an organization here in Canada. People who may know, some people may not, they call it FinTrack. So this FinTrack, what do? They track your financial transactions across board.
Exactly.
So today in Nigeria, because I feel that our financial institutions they are not working to helping to secure Nigeria. Because when you have, because I read about a report that says the total amount of money that was paid as ransom in Nigeria, it amounted to trillions. We're not talking about billions, it was trillions.
Exactly.
That's a big economy of its own.
Yes.
So the question here is this money, were they just giving this money? I mean, did they just, how were this money moved out of the financial institution with no track? So these people, did they just open one tank somewhere and just dump the money there?
So this will tell you the story. It's
okay, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead, sir. I am just enjoying the story.
Okay.
All I think per hair, no tracking.
Exactly.
Who is responsible for this?
So a politician comes to Edo State.
Bank manager.
He's buying when someone is about to vote, they give him 20,000. You give the other 20,000 and many more. So all this money, where did they come from? If you and I, we want to go and get maybe 10 million naira in Nigeria today, they will tell us the money is not available. Then, but if people that are selling their votes in the street, they have mint. This money is mint.
It was not a lot. They were not getting a lot.
No, it was not a lot.
It was cash.
Exactly, cash. So, what is our financial institution? What are they doing in
They
Nigeria?
are part of the rotting system.
Yes, they have a role to play in securing you and I.
They get their
to ensure that there's, because one day we use this program to talk about POS, and I concluded that POS is nothing more than a money laundering mechanism.
Exactly, sir. That is what I see. Because even when I'm a bank, POS,
exactly.
Where is it coming from?
And when all these chairman of local chairman of these communities, when they want to take money from you, they won't allow you to pay money into their account. Never. They will tell you to go to a POS, and the POS gives you a receipt, and that receipt does not really show where it is going. And the same POS transferred. That's a good example of money laundering.
Exactly.
This money goes to Mr. A. Mr. A transfers it, and it goes back and forth. So the question is this: where is our Senate financial or ethics committee on banks and stuff like that? So we are a failed country. We are a failed state.
A ring has no ending.
So you just, money comes in through the back door. There's a lot of money going through the back door and all that. I worked in the bank some time ago, way back in it's like in the 2000, 1999. 1999, 2000.
Your feet.
Yeah. I was working with the bank in the States. So now, at that time, there's some money that you put dye on. If you suspect some certain things, that money, you spray dye on it. Put a mercury on top of it, you can see that money, there's a dye on it. Yes. The reason why you do that is that, for example, there's a money in the bank at that time. I don't know about that. That's a long time ago. this money, there's a dye that is sprayed on it. In a case, in an event, there's a hold up. They say, "Where's the money? Where's the money?" You just take this money. It's right there with everywhere. You just carry the bunch and give it to them. So that's why sometimes when people bring money to you in the bank, the mercury is always on the bottom. You go through it. So when you begin to see this sign, you will know that okay, this money may have been gotten through someone who went to rob, and they brought the money is coming back into the bank. Then you alert the security operatives. They come and they begin to question the individual. Way back in 1999, there were money that had chips. In 1999,
Yes.
money had chips.
A traceable one.
Thank you. From 1999 till today, how many years?
Don't tell.
There's a lot of technological development. So many things has happened technologically. And today, we are still having a mundane financial institution that is operating in a country called Nigeria.
You know they can do better if they want to.
Oh, of course I know.
Corruption will not let them.
Exactly. So that's I just wanted to bring out the issue of the role, because like I said, I don't want to be like APC. I want to be proactive. I want to talk about things sometimes no one is thinking about it. How do we make our society a better place? Like you said, Monday is walking around the whole place. Does he have a paper written down? This is where I intend to take this state. Yeah, this is where I'm taking them to.
No.
After 1 year, after 2 years, 3 years, and 4 years.
Where this road will be done in 2 months. You haven't sat down. You haven't looked. You haven't studied the feasibility. You haven't done anything.
Nothing.
The contractor no here who has bidded. Primary school people ya think. Even kindergarten right now, Taniam the parents here. Why where you just can't play around with them anyhow. So I don't think Monday didn't know where the responsibility is as huge as this. Because of my own way, and he's not receptive to knowing. He doesn't want to know.
I understand that
the
Ipoba Hill area where they said they are doing flyover, that I think the work has since stopped. Rabo Rouser.
I want to bring one for Welu Road, please, my people. Wama, Ebony Gold, everybody here. Happy Merry Christmas. Please, stop. FPC should stop. All those headmen should stop giving credit to whom does not deserve it. Welu Road in Inowariani. People who are living in Benin, they know what I'm talking about. Welu Road, they can have spare parts. Ukponi was not even motorable anymore. People were suffering. The businesses were suffering.
Yes, that's true.
People can't get into. Now, Obaseki did it before he left. I just saw a video where somebody was hailing Mondo Gbemolo, working governor. See how he don't do road in 1 month where they have in 1 month, he just came into, he's just assumed office. He has not done anything tangible. Now, Matt, they say the year now. Governor where they work, governor where they confuse, governor where they work out. Now they hear, not they hear any other thing. So don't give credit to whom does not deserve it. Give while they crediting it. Obaseki did Welu Road, and we have a video to attest to that. So
some of these local government chairmen, they are even better than him. To be honest, I'm not. Some of them are better. Far better.
He has just been lucky. Or a class, when I went away, Monday I will prefect.
So finally, I want to tell let us keep supporting our daily Farouk TV, and we thank God for his life and everything. So
yes,
we will always talk about him. Like I said, one day he will live forever.
Amen. He's a prophet.
Yes.
Emilia Notania is coming to pass.
Exactly.
If you see, the judicial system is rotting. What are they showing us now?
Exactly.
So he has been vindicated. Even if that am where a physical jail and he incarcerated, he has been vindicated because if you don't
forever, yeah.
Is acting out right now.
Exactly.
They're all acting it out. Thank you, my viewers. Thank you so much. Baba, are we done for today?
Yeah, those are the because so as to reduce the time, we don't want to stay too long.
Just right on time. Thank you
Merry
so
Christmas to everybody, and I want to thank all of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We celebrate. We celebrate. We catch you, and I will always catch you. I beg give love to Daddy of the house. So you want to come on, leave us before we go sleep. Because in the wrong also. Thank you, Papa. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, when you go Edo, okay, compliment of the season, Mama and a pa. Yes.
Thank you.
Anything for the guests and boys, chicken.
Yeah, I want to thank all our viewers and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Yeah.
I think Wednesday is Christmas, right?
Wednesday is Christmas.
Okay, my people, I will come live that day. And if I can, it's Christmas Day, and I have visitors or go out, and I will play you a video. Did I tell you I'm a dancer? I dance, I sing, I do all sorts of things. This is area mama. I take care of you.
Yeah, you are very talented. Very talented.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and God bless.
Bless you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Okay, I'll catch you. Merry Christmas.
Bye. All right.
Bless you, sir. Oh, my people, say, we've come along like we ran because he has to go somewhere. And today is his day. Sometimes we come on Saturday, sometimes we do Sundays. It depends on how we can, do the show together. And, he has a lot to offer. So I find him very, very useful for this platform. Don't you guys? I find him useful. Dr. Obano, are you still here? Henry, I don't see you. I want to play your music before we come out to. On Christmas Day, I don't know if you guys will be chanced. If I am around, I'm in the mood. I might come live and then I'll play you that video where I dance. It's going to be like short, maybe 30 minutes. I'll just dance and show you what Mama can do. Yeah, it's not about speaking English and Bini and not. I can do more than that. More. I'd be mama, I'd be wife, I'd be mama of town, I'd be caretaker, I'd be nurse, I'd be this, I'd be teacher, I'd be anything where you call me put, I go fit. So that day, I go dance all that. I go wish you a Merry Christmas, celebrate. Why do you do me? When you get the person, I do me, I do it. No be man yo mula dianga no be se mula dianga no man yo mula dianga. Baba Ajibola, you still there? I want to make a hear from now. What you not talk? Oh, one of the reasons APC are so bitter with Governor Obaseki is the commissioning of his projects at the tail end of his tenure. They wanted to use those projects for their own. You can't take glory for what you didn't do now. And when I saw it online, I was not happy. My face is somehow black. Yes, I went in the sun and I had a tan. I think that's why I'm darker than what I used to be. I went in the sun. Anyways, I will soon come back because now we don't have sun here. It's all about snow. You understand? You can't take glory for what you did not do. So Monday should wait for his time. Eric, Baba, compliment of the season. That's my son. Eric, you too much. I give you Guza. You can't take compliment for what you didn't do. It's not right. Uwelu Road was constructed, done by Obaseki. Finito. There is no other thing to add to it. So a governor is just coming in last month, November the 12th. So when did they construct that Uwelu Road? When they are telling me that the governor where they walk, governor where one Wakalos, governor where they confused, governor, walking governor, miracle governor, heavenly governor. I know understand what welcome. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, everyone. If I haven't called your name, please just say hello, area mama. Then I will shout your name. I be shout away. We want to go now. Wanna let me know yes or no? We want to play Harry music, but I don't see Harry. Imagine me Harry. Why is Baba? Are you at work? Okay. Let me play it for the sake of everybody. Now Harry and I they ask for this music, but for the sake of everybody today. Yeah, play. Abby. Wayawe say, oh, if you have anything to add, just write it for me and I will read it out. And we are learning from each other. You know I'm not perfect, so I learn from you and you learn from me. Eric, how is life going on with you? How is life treating you? You are too smart for my liking. Hello, dear Mama. I hope you guys are dancing. Merry Christmas. People will come watch me. You know, I know that the information is for all of us, right? But you know, I appreciate you a lot. I appreciate you. Please, I like feedback. Also give me feedback. What's happening on my platform? How do we improve this platform? Sometimes I post a video and I see a lot of comments. Madam, you are PDP. Madam, you are not open to other people. Madam, you don't want other people. No. It's not because I am not PDP. And to be a PDP member, not be say, nah, death sentence. I am for the best. If you see another election just now, say maybe a national election, which is the presidential, you go see me for Labour Party. How? I want the best always. Anywhere I cite the best candidate. In fact, nobody is excellent, but at least I will now see through the list. Okay, this one has this idea. This one can do this. This one can do this. I will now check and then follow that candidate. This is me. I just go by the truth. I go with what will benefit a whole lot of people, the masses, not only me. That's why we not dey cry for our belle. We not be belle infrastructure, people, bloggers. No, I don't cry for myself alone. I cry for the community. Like what I used to say is my word, and I always use this word. Do you know what I used to say? I don't mind, I'm not the type of person who will pitch a tent in the government because in a campaign because I have something personal to gain. No, I don't look for my personal gains. That is not me. What I do is I look at the type of what you are bringing to the table. Okay, this person has ideas. Like, let me just take Aswe for example. I know that Aswe will take off from where Obaseki stopped. If I sleep in if I come to Benin now, my place, I come there, I lay down with my two eyes closed. That is gain for me. If I'm going to take water from my borehole, it's clean. I don't have to die from typhoid fever. That is gain for me. I go to, I start a business in Benin. I have my light, I have electricity to run that business. That is a gain for me. I go and what else again? I drive on the road and it is smooth. I don't have to break my car, my chassis, my bumper because it is smooth. The governor has done it. The government of the day has done that road. That is gain for me. You understand? I am not the type that will say, okay, personally, I am not going to pitch my tent. I don't believe in personal gains. I believe in what will suit the masses in general. So that is the kind of person that I am. That's why I'm very passionate about good governance. It's not what I stand to gain. If you see these APC people right now, they are all crying. When motor they bring the car, we are recovering the cars. After they recover, what do? They are using it for their personal thing. All of them shouting, Ogyoba. Today, where did they end up? It's because of their belly. It's because of their empty belly they want to fill up. That's why they gave Obaseki. They use that cliche for Obaseki. That is an Ogyoba. They gave him all sorts of unprintable names. Because they want to be in government by all means. I don't have to be in government. I just have to enjoy good governance. Good health. Yeah, I want to make a job actually where I pay maybe like a fraction of what would have been charged. Maybe tell you doctor 100K at a charge event, but because of the good system I have been paying into it, I pay 10,000 naira. Is that not good governance? That is the kind of governance that I want. That is the kind of governance that people want. But the ones who don't have sense, they just want it to be in their pockets. The selfish ones want it to be in their pockets. So if you say, Madam, you are close to other ideas, I am not close to other ideas. No, I'm not closing my door to other ideas. I am still of I'm still for everybody. I don't hate people. In as much as I don't like what APC is doing, they are not my enemies. They are human beings. But it hurts that they behave like, so many of them behave like animals. It hurts because you just don't go on a rampage, like a senseless being. It's not fair to others. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to you. It's not fair. So please, I like comments. I like you to give me feedback on how we can improve on this channel. Thank you so much for my returning subscribers. I say thank you. You guys have been there for me, and I say, I appreciate you a lot. I don't take your friendship for granted. Though this platform is for you and I, we are enjoying it together and we are growing together. What I don't know, I would like you to teach me too. Tell me things. And what you don't know, maybe you hear it from my mouth. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you to everyone. So, Mahiakpao.